Hi, Mike DePung here, and I'm very glad you're with me today. It's been a while since I made a video. There are things that, there are energies here and messages that I feel from my heart and that I feel spirits wish you to know that might help you in your life and your growth and your journey of healing. Um, and I don't know if this is one of the Healing and Love and Light series, or if this is really a song of a shaman. In terms of a song, it would be a lament, if anything. It would be a lament because of things that have happened, even in my neighborhood today. And it makes me think on a wider scale about life and about things that are happening. And I would hope that our encounters with spirit would make us think in a broader sense about what's going on around us, what's going on in our own hearts and souls, and how we relate to it all. It's part of just the joy of being here. And yet, the joys of being here means that there are ego interactions, ego energies that come because for us to come here, we had to have ego. Um, and so, therefore, um, I want to at least, and to share with you, uh, the ways that I sense and deal with ego and ego energies that I see. Um, Part of what prompted this today, especially, there have been other things going on that I want to make some videos about, but part of what prompted this today was I heard that a magnolia tree up at the corner, that was a magnificent magnolia tree, was being cut down. And it's a tree that, and because of my work with spirits, I knew on a very personal level, I knew the guardian of that tree. And when I met the guardian, she showed me some of the fairies that lived there, that appeared there, flashing all about her. And it was beautiful. And a lot of people might say, you just live in a little fantasy world. Maybe I do, but it helps me to enjoy all of this. I know that the spirits are here about me and that they're real. I know that I came here to enjoy this creation, to understand and to create and innovate and to relate to others. And this is my response. And this is my response to what happened today. There were a poem just like ran through my head. And so I got it down kind of as quickly as I could. And I'm just going to read it and then I'm going to make a few comments on it. So since this is a poem, maybe this is a song of a shaman. And it's one that I hope, well, let's just read it, see what the response is. Um, on the felling of Magnolia. A felonious crime was committed today, one I could not foresee, perpetrated in broad daylight, Magnolia murder in the first degree. Malice of forethought crafted the plan, spirit not heard at all, carelessness of no thought given, no ceremony honoring the fall. Now, that sounds kind of lighthearted, but it's not. The words might have that tone, but it's something that I feel deeply about. If we do not recognize, and this is the essence of almost everything I do, if we don't know who we are, we can't recognize that essence of love and spirit in other people. So we don't know who they are. And if we don't know who they are, we come into conflict with them and witness all the conflict in the world today. And for those who kill and maim, and in the name of we have a right to do this, or we've been wronged, and so we have a right to kill and maim. You're wrong. You're wrong in the sense of if you expect goodness to come, if you expect, let me not even say goodness, if you expect to enjoy life, if you expect to know the higher frequencies, energies, vibrations of life, of love, of the things we really come here for. You will never know it through that way. I don't care what side of the issues you're on. It doesn't matter. So my point is this: if we don't know ourselves, we can't know one another. And it makes it even less likely that we will recognize spirit essence in everything about us, like in a tree, in a magnolia tree, in my magnolia tree up on the corner. No, it didn't belong to me, but trees and land and all this stuff, that this is ours. No, it's spirits, and we relate to it and we engage with it. Do trees need to be cut down? Are animals, do animals die? Yes, but when we do it, when humans decide it, we should do it in a way that recognizes the spirit essence in that thing, in that being, in that creature, whatever it is. We should recognize it. We should hold ceremony for it, even very simple, brief ones. And when we do, we can just know that spirit has been communicated with, and we have connected with it, and we can understand, and we can move on. Sometimes there's still grief, and there always will be for some things. When things end, we naturally will feel grief in those things, but it is a grief of sweetness, of spirit love, that will eventually lead to more love, and not a grief of bitterness that leads to resentment and leads to more death and endings. When I remember a tree or a friend or a neighbor that has ended, I know that I still have access to them, that there is still another world, and I can access that. And as long as I remember them, they live, and beyond me, obviously, because I'm relatively insignificant in terms of remembering others. But I want you to know that if you're grieving, if you're hurting, if there are injuries and traumas that you know, find the heart within, because heart is our spirit essence. It is our essence of love, and that's what communicates with these others, with one another. Does it mean that everything is light and la la land? No, it does not. It means that we can understand and we can appreciate all the more why we're here and what it is we see around us, and the polarities, the contrasts, and we can understand why they exist, and we can move forward. We can continue humbly in our journey, not always knowing where we're going to end up or where we're going, but surely knowing that we're traveling in love. And that's what I'm going to leave you with today, along with the Magnolia. Oh, wait. I wanted to show you something, and like I mentioned before about maybe I live in a little fantasy world, and some people think I do. I know they do. I want to show you something. I went up to the street when I heard that the tree was being cut down. I got a stick, right? And I know I got my blurred background on, but I got a stick. This will become part of my altar um, after I work on it a little bit. And attached to it was a leaf, a magnolia leaf, a beautiful magnolia leaf. And here is a seed from that same tree. I want you to look at this. Here's a seed from that same tree that I have had on my altar for a year. And I just use it. I appeal to it. The energies of magnolia carries is for helping us to remain ourselves under all pressure. So when people think I live in a fantasy land, I'm going to do it. It doesn't matter what they say. But I want you to look at the contrast here and look very carefully if you can see it. There's a little filament. I use this seed every day. I have never seen this filament before this morning. When I went upstairs to get it down to honor the magnolia and the little ceremony that I do for it, to honor, there's a little sprout coming out of the end of that seed after a year. It's just sitting in the air on my open air on my desk, that little bitty sprout. spirit in the tree, spirit essence, my world. It can be all of our worlds to know, to recognize those kinds of little bitty things, a little bitty sprout, just a little filament, not even a quarter of an inch, an eighth of an inch long, but it's there because life is there, spirit is there. So I leave you now with love and peace until next time.